Hi guys, it's Jessica. I just wanted to share with you guys a reading that I did. I know that there's been a lot going on, and there's a lot of chaos in the world right now. And so I was doing a reading today that I felt would, I just felt that it kind of pertained to a little bit wider sense and that other people might get some benefit from it. And I was just feeling like I should share it. So, the card that I pulled was the Knight of Cups. And I do love this deck, Shadowscapes, by the way. Beautiful, beautiful artwork. And it was kind of just about, like I said, the current situation, what we can expect from the immediate future, and how we need to be responding in a way. So the Knight of Cups is really all about having a goal, right? It's about this, this goal here that we see, and keeping that at the forefront of your mind and going after it, not letting other things distract you. The Cups suit is all about water, right? So it deals with the landscape of emotion and intuition and creativity. And the Knight is really all about movement. Knights indicate action. So I have heard this card compared to, and I love this comparison, compared to the Arthurian Knights and their quest for the Holy Grail. So it's not just some whim. It's not just kind of something that, it would be nice. Like, this is a very important goal. This is, a part of your life, and a part of change that you want to see. And so I think the idea of the Knight of Cups is really not letting yourself get bogged down by those emotions. And it can really seem really tumultuous. Here, if I can get a clear focus on that. Here, it looks like he's like riding over the swelling waves, right? And it looks like it could just so easily engulf and consume. And the idea here is to not let yourself get pulled down into those waves, and not let yourself get bogged down and overwhelmed and distracted by the emotional pulls that you feel around you, by the chaos that's going on around you. But to just, keep your eye on that goal and moving towards it, just in a constant state of moving forward. And, that's not to say to suppress your emotions or not to acknowledge your emotions. That's not what the Knight of Cups is about at all. The suit of Cups is all about emotion, right? That is the foundation of the suit. So I don't think it's as much about, suppressing your emotions. I think you have to feel those emotions. I think you have to sit with those emotions and acknowledge them. But just don't let them cascade, right? Don't drown in those emotions. And I think that's a very fine balance. Because, if you kind of go under that toe, then it's going to be a lot harder to fight your way to the surface, and it's going to be a lot harder to get to that goal. So I think that's the message of the Knight of Cups, is just to stay on top of that emotion. It's not a heavy moving forward. It's not like a dogged trek to the end, or, just a weary journey like maybe the Pentacles would be. The Cups is more fluid, right? And it's kind of being light on your toes. And it's also all about creativity, which is something the Cups really pulls in, as well as emotion, as creativity. And so how can we think in creative ways to reach that goal? How can we imagine a new world for ourselves in which we've reached that goal? And how can we use that creativity and, the emotion and the intuition that we have to keep us moving forward? And so I think that's kind of the key here to not getting bogged down by that, is, is acknowledging it, and then kind of that maintaining that fluidity and moving forward. I did draw also a oracle card, just to shed a little bit of additional light on this Knight of Cups and kind of flesh out the reading a little bit further. And this is from the Wild Unknown Archetype Oracle deck, which I'm also just in love with. And the card is the Prayer. And this card is really all about getting outside of yourself and focusing on something bigger. It's not so much even necessarily about religion. It's about compassion and being humble and focusing on connecting with something greater than ourselves, and kind of like, kicking the ego out of the driver's seat for a minute and reaching out and acknowledging the connection and acknowledging, that there is a bigger picture, and how can we lend ourselves to that bigger picture, and how can we be humble and be compassionate and reach out. And I think that is such a great pairing for the Knight of Cups, as well as for everything that's going on right now. There is a multitude of overwhelming emotions, I think, for a lot of people, and overwhelming situations, and an intensity that is going on right now that needs, I think a lot of it needs to go on. And that's part of it, is being able to maintain a goal, being able to maintain a sight of vision on what you want to happen, and not get bogged down. And I think I love that a way to do that is through focusing on something larger than ourselves, and focusing on a bigger picture. And that's not to say that you can never think of yourself, or you do have, those are your emotions, and you do have to sit with those emotions, and you do have to acknowledge them, and you do have to take care of your physical health and your mental health, and you have to show up for yourself. But I think the key to not getting bogged down, not getting kind of drowned in those waves, is to be able to pull yourself out every now and then and focus on something bigger and connect to something bigger than yourself. And like I said, this can be, prayer, as going to church and praying, but it doesn't have to be. It can be meditation. It can be just sitting in nature and connecting. It can be, anything, an act of service, anything that kind of pulls you out of that ego-driven place and helps you focus on something bigger, and helps you focus on that goal, right? And how we can creatively work towards that. So that's what the reading entailed today. I hope it was helpful for some of you. If you found it helpful, feel free to reach out and let me know. I always love to hear from people and from followers, and just kind of hear about what you guys have going on, and how this may have been helpful to you. If you want to hear some more like this, I do these tarot readings occasionally. I'm going to start posting a lot more of them, and that will be on my page, which is Elysian Arts Tarot. So go ahead, and I'll drop a link below, and you can follow that. And just go ahead and give us a like, follow us, so you can keep up to date on the tarot spreads that I do. I also do offer tarot classes and tarot readings. So if any of that interests you, go ahead and drop below. If not, I hope that this reached out to some of you in some way and is helpful for you. And I appreciate you giving it a listen. Bye.